Hey guys, back with another, maybe not quick video, but another video, certainly. Um, I kind of want to have another, discussion or whatever, or what have you, about this Ghostbusters remake. Um, it's got a lot of issues with it. And not because the movie doesn't look, it looks kind of cheesy and like the jokes kind of fall flat and the effects are kind of whatever. Got the blue haunted mansion ghost in there. Um, it's not that. It's everything behind the movie, kind of. Um, the whole like, it's a gender thing, it's a feminism thing, it's a race thing, which is all like stupid and dumb reasons to not like the movie. Um, but I mean, I kind of hate that like they even wrote it like that. Like I knew they were getting hate before when the movie was announced and when the cast was announced, and so I guess like they kind of wrote it like that. They kind of wrote it to have like little jokes that were like, oh fuck you, all the haters that are talking bad about us and everything, and like they can't they like sat. It seems like they sat down when they wrote the film and they whatever and the script and everything, and they like they kind of like took into account everybody was saying or everything that everybody could say, and so it's like in this new international trailer they just released an international trailer, which shows more footage, and it's basically like a Chris Hemsworth trailer because Thor is like all throughout that thing. Basically, it's basically like featuring it's basically featuring it's his trailer basically because it all the new stuff is basically him, and there's like a few new stuff of the ladies. But there's like one scene where they're at the party and they're chasing a ghost, a dragon ghost or something. I don't know. Um, he looks like a dragon or a gargoyle. But they're at a party and they like stage dive, and then like the Patty. I don't know. Dang, what's her name? I know her last name is Jones, but I can't remember her first name. Leslie Jones? Is it Leslie? I don't know if it's Leslie. But I mean, she jumps into the audience and she's like, "I don't know if it was a race. I don't know if it was a race thing or if it was a lady thing, but I'm pissed as hell." And it's like, really? Was that necessarily? Could you just be like, "I'm pissed as hell"? Why'd you even have to like say those other two things? You're a very tall, a very large woman, a very intimidating woman. Like I'd be intimidated. You'd like probably kick my ass. So I mean, like if I saw you jumping towards me in a thing trying to crowd surf, I'd probably move out of the way too. And I have to admit that scene did give me a little bit of a laugh. That was like the first scene that gave me like, well, okay, the wig scene, the one where Kate McKinnon's wearing the wig, that gave me a tiny little chuckle, a tiny little chuckle. Um, but that scene where she like jumps out and she just falls and it's like boom, hit the floor. I laughed at that. Because I like physical comedy and stuff like that. It's funny. Um, but mm, uh, I need to drink coffee real quick. Coffee, need a tail cup. Oh, so good, iced coffee. Um, but yeah, like I have my issues with this film, most definitely. I know I'm not 100% with it and 100% like, yeah, it looks fucking great. As I said before, the only thing that like really interests me or is interesting me or is interesting me. Yeah, I guess is that right? I don't know. The only thing that interests me so far that I've seen from this movie or about this movie is the first thing that got me interested was the when they showed the action figures and they showed the who's supposed to be the main villain who hasn't showed up in a trailer yet. I don't know if he's they're saving him for the movie or they're saving him for like a final trailer or something. His name's Rowan and he's like the ghost that looks like the no ghost the Ghostbusters logo ghost come to life, and he wears like a bow tie. He got that got me interested because he just looks cool, and everyone's like, "Oh, they look like Casper. He's gonna look like Casper's uncle or something." He's like Casper's long lost uncle, which I wouldn't really have a problem with because even though that '90s Casper movie did have its faults and problems, I still enjoy it actually. It's definitely, if nothing else, it's definitely a guilty pleasure. And I thought the visual effects on the ghosts were actually pretty good. Like they were white, but they were also see through. So I mean, it was really cool. So I mean, if he ends up looking something like that and not blue, like Haunted Mansion, I mean, which I don't know why I'm hating because I love the Haunted Mansion ride. I never saw the Eddie Murphy movie, but I've heard that it is horrible according to the Nostalgia Critic. Shout out to Doug Walker, Nostalgia Critic. Um, um, Watch his videos all the time. Anyways, I don't know why I didn't Nostalgia Critic plug. Anyways, yeah, that ghost, that main the guy, the ghost is supposed to be the main bad guy. He got me interested. The action figure did, anyways. And Slimer. Those were like the two things. I mean, Kate McKinnon's character is interesting to me. Melissa McCarthy basically looks like she's doing the same thing she did in every role. She might be toned back a little bit. She might not be as slapsticky or as like foul mouthed or the crude humor that she usually has accompanied with her movies. So she might be subdued a little bit since she's playing a scientist. But I don't know yet. But I mean, she's still. It's like she's playing kind of like Mike and Molly, Melissa McCarthy, but she's because that's kind of like a subdued role at times. She's not like always like way out there. Um, uh, Kristen Wiig. I don't know. Kristen, like, okay, I've heard rumors. I watched a video about these rumors. Let's talk about these rumors that I've heard. I've heard that Melissa McCarthy, both Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig, were not very happy with the direction this movie was going. They didn't like it at all. Apparently, Kristen Wiig was in her trailer talking on her phone to her friends about how she regrets even signing on to be in this movie. Um, Melissa McCarthy was a big fan of the what is this rumors. It was supposedly she's a big fan of the Real Ghostbusters animated cartoon series, which is cool. And she wanted to do something more like that, like something more in the tradition of that. And then when she found out what it was, and she didn't like it, and she got into a lot of arguments with Paul Feig, the director, or Feig or Fag, or whatever he is, Fig Newton man. Um, and what else did I hear? Oh, and like apparently, I don't know if every studio does this. Like, oh, every studio has to do this, or but they made every cast member and crew member, I believe, sign this contract to where they're not allowed to speak about the movie in a negative way. Like they can't say anything negative about it or any problems that they might have had while shooting the film or whatever. They're only allowed to speak about the movie in a positive light. So I don't know if every production company or film company or whatever, what have you, does that. I don't think they do. I don't think they have to. Like, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Like, maybe it's because it's all this backlash. So, like, they don't want to create any more backlash or any more negativity for this movie. But I mean, I don't think, Fox had, the cast of, Fan Four Stick or Fantastic Four, sign something like that. Um, like, because I think most actors, even if I mean, most actors, maybe not all actors, but I think most actors are mature enough and professional enough not to voice to the public or whatever, or on social media or whatever, when they've had a negative experience making a movie. I mean, they might talk to their friends, but they won't say it like in a public format. Um, but I mean, it's so crazy that they had to do that. They had to. I mean, or it's rumored that they had to do that. They had to have him sign a contract like that or whatever. Which it means is like, do you guys not have faith that your product is good? That like no matter what, even if the actors say something negative or say mention something that like they didn't like, that you think the whole movie's gonna go bad because because of what they're saying. You don't have faith. It seems like they don't have faith in their product. That's what I kind of get from it. Um, what else? But I mean, yeah, like I want this movie to succeed. I really, really do. And that's like and the only reason for that is because there's supposed to be this rumored Ghostbusters cinematic universe where there's all these different Ghostbuster teams, and then they all come to. Sorry, guys. They all come together for like an Avengers type movie. They all join together for like this giant, event. So I mean, I really would like to see that happen, and I want other like Ghostbusters products to happen, like cartoon series or video games, or whatever. I mean, and they don't necessarily have to feature these characters. They can feature any characters. Like, I mean, I had an idea for a video game where you could. It was basically like kind of a Ghostbusters International type game, where you could create your own Ghostbuster, from ethnicity, gender, um, facial features, jumpsuit. You can give your own color jumpsuit or whatever, and then you can name your Ghostbuster team, and then you could place your Ghostbuster team in any like city, any major city, I guess, in America, and then you could play, and then there'd be online co-op gameplay, and I thought it'd be something cool like that. That would be cool. I think that's what should have happened with the. If there was going to ever be a sequel to the Ghostbusters video game for the PS3, or whatever, it's for all systems, I guess. But if there's ever a sequel to that, that would be like a cool idea, I think. And like a lot of people are like, oh, we never got a Ghostbusters 3 with the original cast. Well, you kind of did. You got the video game, so there you go. Go play the video game, or go watch the video game online. Play through or whatever. Or the cutscenes for the movie, or for the game, and then you'll see Ghostbusters 3, because all the original cast members are back doing the voice work. It's written by Harold Ramis, and maybe Ivan Reitman, maybe not Ivan Reitman, but definitely Harold Ramis. Rest in peace. And it's got all the voices, all the actors come back, and it's got all these subtle little, well, not subtle, but it's got all these little Ghostbuster things from the old movie. Like, it's got the Vigo painting, it's got Slimer in there, it's got Stay Puft, and it's got all the new stuff, and the Librarian Ghosts, and it's got all this new stuff. But I mean, that's your Ghostbusters 3. If you're upset that you never got a Ghostbusters 3, that's basically your Ghostbusters 3 with the original cast. But I mean, this video has gone on long enough. And I just don't think, I don't think that they should be making this movie simply for like, oh, girl power, or like, oh, feminism or something like, and like, nothing that I have any problem with those. There's no problem with that. I don't have any problems with that. But when you make a movie simply on that, and you kind of just like ignore the source material, or what made the original movies great, then it's kind of bad when you do that. I mean, when you're doing it to empower women and show that women are awesome, because they are, then it's cool. But if you're doing it just to be like, oh, we'll make a statement, yeah, politically correct, then it's just like, no. But and I don't like how like they kind of try to make like Chris Hemsworth's character into like this misogynistic like douchebag, like at the end there, when he in the end of the international trailer, where like he's making a logo for the girls, and it's like a ghost with big boobs, He's like, oh, you want bigger boobs? I can make bigger boobs. Australian. And it's like I don't know if his character is intentionally doing it because he's just a, you know, he's like a misogynistic guy, or if he's just like a dim-witted character because he's kind of supposed to be. It seems like he. A lot of people are saying that he's supposed to be playing like kind of a throwback, a mix to Eugene, Rick Moranis' character, and Janine, Annie Potts' character from the original Ghostbusters movies. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this whole thing. And I mean, if you're gonna go see it, if you're not gonna go see it, I mean, it's something to go see it because they're bringing back. They can bring back cool products, like they're definitely bringing back Ecto Cooler for the movie, and the Ghostbusters Twinkies are coming back. So I mean, maybe you should support it just to get other cool Ghostbusters things in the future. Even if the movie's not that great. I mean, I don't know. Or at least go see it on Redbox. I don't know. But anyways, guys, I've been rambling on enough, and I will talk to you guys later. I ain't afraid of no ghost.